Hello, good evening. Once again, I welcome you all to this episode of Crime Tech Story. I hope the whole family is fine and taking care of their loved ones. In my career of crime reporting, I have seen a lot of dead bodies. People were killed with bullets, knives or swords. People were killed with bombs. People were killed by burning alive. I mean, as much as you can expect, I think I have seen all those corpses. I don't remember the exact number, but I think I have seen more than 2,000 to 3,000 dead bodies. I'm not talking about any natural death. And hundreds of post-mortem reports passed in front of my eyes. How did death happen? How did death come in whose share? How many animals were killed? How many people were killed? All those things are happening in front of my eyes. I have seen it. I have lived it. I have covered it. But the story that I am going to tell you today, I say many times that in crime, it seems that what will happen more than this. But then some things are shocking. A 10-month-old child, just 10 months. Imagine what will be his age and what is his enmity with anyone. And on that 10-month-old child who has not yet seen this world properly, by sitting in front on his knee on the joint, the bullet is shot very closely. The child suffers, but he is not killed in that way. After this, a man takes a knife and attacks his body with a knife. It feels like he is playing. Still, he does not give up. After this, he takes out the child's eyeball, that is his eyes, and he does all this when he is alive. Because no one dies by shooting a bullet on the knee. Even by stabbing with a knife, the life does not go away immediately. I don't know what would have happened even while taking out the eyes. Thinking about it, a deer is born. And in the end, when he feels that he has played enough with an innocent person, then he shoots him in such a place that there is no room to escape. Remember that this child is only 10 months old. Another 3-year-old child. Then the child is made to sit in front. The child is also shot. The child is shot. The child's eye is taken out. And then when something happens, the child is suffering, then it seems that he should be released. Then a man shoots a bullet on the back of his head. Half of his head disappears. The child also dies. Then comes the turn of an 8-year-old child. The 8-year-old child is first shot in different places so that he does not die now. Then he is attacked with a knife. He is seen suffering. And then after this, the last bullet is shot, which kills him. 5 bullets. 10 months, 3 years, 8 years. If you feel any child of this age, then there is no age to die. Then there is no question of dying like this. I don't know what he must have thought when he left this world. And in front of him, his mother, his grandmother. There were 3 women. Those 3 were also shot in the chest, in the back, in the head. One by one, 3 innocent children and 3 women were shot. They were stabbed. They were trampled on their feet. And then when they felt that they had all died, they picked up the corpses and threw them into the river. One day the corpse was seen floating in the river. Someone informed the police. The police arrives. They take out the corpse. 5 corpses die in one day. The 6th corpse is found after 2 days. And after this, he is sent to the hospital. When the post-mortem report comes in front, then the finest details come in front, which I have just told you. While telling this, he stands up. There are many stories that I never want to tell you. This is one of them. Think about it. Think about it. How will he be a monster? I mean, enmity and other things happen many times. People get angry. But here he is a 10-month-old child. He doesn't even know. If he could speak more, then either he would have said uncle or mummy or papa. And he would have seen the same innocence. 3-year-old child. What does he know about relations, politics, protests, anger? 8-year-old child. He is also a child. What does he know about the world? They may not even know that this is a gun, this is a knife, this is used to shoot, this is used to injure. And they may think that these are parents. They are all older than us, but they don't know what kind of people are there in this world. This is the story of Manipur. And for the past 10 days, Manipur has been suffering from these 6 deaths. People's anger. There is a picture on social media. It is going viral. And whoever is listening to this, there are many killers who are listening to this. They are also not able to tolerate what this is. But this is the reality. Now I will tell you the complete story of this brutality and cruelty. There is a place in Manipur, Jiribam. Jiribam is a district. And in this Jiribam, on 11th November, there is an incident. On 11th November, a jati from Manipur Mechtai, and you know in Manipur, for the past, how many days should I say, 575 days. On 3rd May 2023 there was a period of violence, and it is still going on. It has been almost 250-600 days, and this violence is still going on. On 11th November, in this Jiribam area, which is close to the Assam border, with the CRPF and their forces Manipur, you know, violence has been going on for the past 575 days. Violence is still going on? And that is a different story. I have told you that story. But I will tell you in the end. So in the same Jiribam, on 11th November, last month, there is an encounter with the CRPF and other people, in which a group called Kuki is also a jati there. 10 of his people are killed. After the death of these 10 people, Kuki gets very angry with the people. They protest properly. They take out 10 dummy coffins, they rally. And after the death of these 10 people, now the people of Kuki, they go against Maitai. Maitai goes against each other, which is the majority there. Now this Kuki, Maitai, Naga, all these castes there is a fight going on among themselves regarding the quota. So now when the people of Kuki were killed, 10, then responsibility was placed on Maitai. And Kuki Maitai has enmity. There are many such people where the majority of them are in the relief camp. The security forces, they are under their supervision that no attack should be made. Maitai's people attack Kuki. Kuki's people. Maitai is going on like this in many places. So now after these 10 deaths, suddenly the group of Kuki, they attack a relief camp in Jeroban. And after going there, they kidnap 6 people together. These people left their house. The poor people's houses were set on fire. And they were in this relief camp so that they can save their lives. But they reached there. At that time the security guard, lunchtime, everyone left. There was only one. He could not compete. So he kidnapped 6 people. And among these 6 there were 3 women and 3 children. 10-month-old child, 3-year-old child, 8-year-old child, women 25 years old, 31 years old, and one more than 55 years old. After kidnapping, a picture comes in front of them. And after this picture, the story begins. The picture you are seeing when they were kidnapped, this is the picture of that time. If you look at this picture carefully, then these are 6 prisoners. But in this picture, they see an Innocence. There are 6 prisoners. All the guns attached to Kuki are heavy, and he is at their mercy. And it is also known that he can die at any moment. But then he thought that we will kill those women. The children are small. We will leave them. They will be saved. So this picture came on social media. Now look at this picture, that 8-month-old child. He is so innocent. On the other side, I don't know, he must be seeing an uncle like one of those killers. This was his last picture, so they took him away. There was a commotion here from the relief camp. No one knows. Now after that, this is the story of 11th November when they took him away. After taking him away on 11th November, on 16th November, some corpses were floating in a river of this same riverbank. People saw it. The corpses were taken out. When it was identified, then it was found that these were the same people. 5 corpses were found, 6th woman's corpse, 2 days later on 18th November. Now the corpses were taken away for post-mortem. Now these floating corpses, when later they were taken to the hospital, still nothing was known. But then when the post-mortem report came on social media, came in front of people, then everyone took to the streets. 6 people died altogether. And the most frightening thing was that 8 months, 3 years and 8 years, in fact 10 months, that child was 10 months old, 3 years old, 2nd and 8 years old. And the way he was killed, it forced him to think that what kind of violence is this? What kind of fight is this between a Man, a Diwan in some state, among some castes? And after this, once again, the same question was asked. Now these 6 deaths and these 3 innocent children, the whole story I told you, earlier I had told you the story, what did they suffer from? That is a story of its own, which even today no one is able to solve. In 1947, when we were freed, then Manipur also came with us. Manipur's capital, Imphal. And in Manipur, a big area, 90% of the population lives in the mountains and jungles. 10% is such that in the plain areas, if we say Imphal, then the people living there are living the life of a city. And from here, the story begins. which has taken the form of violence since the last 575 days and is not being controlled. The story is that in Manipur, many castes, more than 36, but there are 3 main castes. One is Mati, which is the most powerful there. The second is Kuki, and the third is Naga. There are other castes as well, but these are the main 3. The specialty of Mati is that the plain area is under their control, and that is the most powerful place, because that is where the power of Manipur runs. The governments run. The governments are formed from there, and all the facilities, everything is more in these plain areas. Now the population of Mati is 50% of the population of Manipur. The remaining 50% is Kuki, Naga, and the remaining 34 to 35 castes. Most of the people in Mati are Hindu and Muslim, whereas Kuki Naga are all Christians. Most of them. There are some others as well, but the majority is the same. Still, everything was going on well. Now Mati, since it was under their control in the plain areas, far away in the mountains and jungles, they are a little innocent, so the 60 seats of the Vidhan Sabha, out of those 60 seats, 40 seats used to be in the majority of Mati. The remaining 20 seats were in the 36 castes, mainly in the Kuki and Naga castes. So on the basis of these 40 seats, all the CMs in the history of Manipur belong to the Mati caste. And there must have been 2 or 3 cases when Mati and Kuki were of the Naga caste. So government, job, importance, position, post, in a way, it was Mati's control. Everything was going on well, but the matter got messed up in 2012. In 2012, Mati put a demand by forming a committee with the government, but the government did not do it. Mati, who is in the majority, was of the chief minister. The demand was that the Mati caste should also be given the scheduled tribe status. Now, as soon as this demand was made, the remaining 36 castes got angry. The majority of Mati said that if you are given the scheduled tribe status, then our existence will also be in danger. Now, why will the existence be in danger? It was very simple. The field area where Mati's dominance is, leaving that area, the castes that live in the mountains and jungles, there were some special laws made for them to keep them safe. That no outsider will come to your mountains and jungles to buy land, so that you are free in the conditions you live in. So only those people can buy land in the jungles who are Kuki, Naga, or other castes, not Mati, because they are reserved for scheduled tribes. And Mati thought that if they got the scheduled tribe status, then they can also dominate the mountains and jungles and buy land. So they kept this demand. But the government also knew that if this demand is fulfilled, then Manipur will get. The rest of the castes will oppose. That's why no government dared to accept their demand, neither Manipur's government nor the central government. And they kept demanding. For the next 11 years, there were all kinds of protests when the government did not agree. They did not even want to agree. Then they reached the court. With the same demand, the people of the Maitai community asked for the scheduled tribe status. A long hearing was held in the court. After that, the High Court of Manipur gave an order on 3rd May 2023. And this is where the whole story unfolded. The misunderstanding and the rumor spread about this order set Manipur on fire of violence. The High Court said that we give the state government, that is, Manipur government, a 4-week time that the people of the Maitai community and their committee should be given the scheduled tribe status. What is their opinion on this? And they also asked the central government, that is, the Delhi government, to give their opinion. Now this was a 4-week time, but the court said that this was a 4-week time. There was no judgment that the Maitai community was given the scheduled tribe status. No, they asked the government and asked for their opinion, but this was spread among the other communities that they got the scheduled tribe status. That's all. All the minus Maitai started protesting, and then violence and attacks happened. Women were raped, gang raped, people were shot, their necks were cut, they were burnt alive, their houses were burnt. People ran away, left their homes and went to the relief camp. And this continued. On 3rd May 2023, when this decision came, the decision for which a lot was spread, from then till today, it has been 575 days. And in these 575 days, 250 people have been killed in violence. Different communities are killing each other. Approximately thousands of people have been injured. a population of 38 lakhs and more than 60,000 people have left their homes and ran away. And this violence is still going on. The government is trying its best, but nothing is happening. And 250 days, approximately 2 years, 2.5 years have passed. This violence could not be controlled. And this is when it takes on such forms. On 11th November, those 10 Kukis were killed by the force. And then they took revenge from the people of the Metai community. Revenge! Bloodshed is going on. As I told you, more than 250 people were killed. But in these 2.5 years, among these 250 people, the way these 3 innocent people were killed, not only Manipur, but the entire country was shaken up. Because any country, any state, whatever demand they have, all are in their place. But someone who shot a 10-month-old child on his knee, he also knows where he was shot. He took out his eyes. After taking out the eyes of a 3-year-old child, he stabbed him, shot him, and then shot him in such a way that half of his head disappeared. And those corpses were floating. All these pictures have come on social media, and after that, among those who are committing violence themselves, there are many who got up in the morning after seeing this. So one demand, one is in the court, the government has it. And for that, so many human lives. The sad thing is that even now there is no peaceful solution to this whole matter. The government of Manipur is giving its statement, is appealing to people. But you think that thousands of people have been displaced, are not returning to their homes. Even today, I am telling you about yesterday when our reporter spoke to me. The area where it happens that if people reach Kukinagar they will attack. So the human being is saving himself, staying silent, turning off the lights, hiding somewhere in the jungle, in the fields. But what are the small children doing? They don't know what is happening. Now suddenly, the children also cry. If they are hungry, they cry, they can't speak. They are so small. So these children should not cry at night when they are hiding and the enemy is coming to attack. Mothers give sleeping pills to their children and put them to sleep so that they are in deep sleep. And when the enemy comes, they should not pay attention to the crying of this child and their life is saved. When such situations come, then it is a pity. Whatever is the demand, it is not like that there is a government, an elected government, elected representatives, state government, central government. They should take this whole case, this whole matter, as a priority and find a solution to it. Because as such days are passing, not only is violence increasing, but between each other, the gap of trust is widening. It is not good for humanity anywhere. That's all for this sad story, but before I end the story,